Good morning.
Hey.
It's Thursday, which is basically Friday. Every day is Friday or Monday, right? Depending on how you look at it. Today, we're going to work on our core. Core work for today, and it should be too bad. Nice light training, but still in high intensity. So, and then we'll be able to get a bit of stretching in there, or arms if we have time for arms, because we really didn't do like arms in itself this week. So we can do that. So let's grab our band. I am using the stability ball today, and or dumbbell, and or the resistance bands, because we're going to do some wood choppers, but I'm going to show you other variations if you don't happen to have the door anchor or some sort of horizontal or upper anchor point. And definitely stability ball for sure today, or some sort of ball, rounded shape. If not, we'll figure it out. So let's start with a quick warm up, moving around, obviously to get the blood flowing, to help make the workout awesome. Sometimes I found that the workout itself goes better if you're more warmed up and you get into it faster, or that particular workout of the day faster. So we're going to do a complete full body warm up here for at least like 5, maybe 8 minutes. Up and over, just seeing how our body feels from the rest of the week. Hope you're not feeling too tired. You know, with these early morning trainings, that's why going to bed becomes like the priority after you get home at night, in order to make sure that you wake up and don't feel like you've been hit by a truck. So up and over, because recovery is super important. And the number one recovery tool is sleep. And the other way, and what they recommend is about 7 to 9 hours a night. So that can be hard if over the weekend you've been sleep deprived and then you enter your week already in a deficit. So we do need those down times. So tomorrow you get to sleep in 100% if you choose to. And pull apart, pulling that band apart, squeeze, back together. We might actually add some arms here in the beginning just to use it as a little bit of a warm up, but we'll get moving first. Squeeze, up, hold, slow. Don't let the band just kind of snap you back to the beginning position, up to squeeze. And then if you're finding it starting to be easy, I mean, we've been doing this move since January, so, you know, it might be time to double up or make the tension harder or get a stiffer band, the next level up. And then let's do some vertical as well with a little demi squat to get our legs in there instead of just standing. Squeeze down, drive with those elbows slightly back, like at a horizontal on the angle. Down and squeeze. Tall chest, core tight, and squeeze. So we're gonna bring that down. Hopefully that feels to warm up this whole upper part of the body. Top of the mat, let's zigzag up just to get ourselves a little warmed up here. Might even pull out the band, those mini bands. I know I didn't mention it at the top of the video, but it could help to have a mini band nearby. So we can go ahead and put that on your body, on your person. Sometimes they're just laying around, floating around. You can go in, get in them, up and diagonally, and then we'll come diagonally backwards as well for some coordination, body-mind coordination. Then those lateral walks, getting up that semi-athletic stance, ready to go. Bent, and then we're driving out at the knees. So if you think of like arrows pointing east and west, just maintaining that gap between the knees, maintaining tension. And this is just gonna help, activate those muscles, hopefully create that hot flushing feeling. So once we get in our core work today, we're a little bit more warmed up, blood flowing to the extremities, whole body movement, and warm up. Then we're gonna come to the center of your mat after you lateral walk your way to the end. Hit up some bodyweight squats, down, up. Normally we get the arms going, but if the band's in the way, we can just work around it. Down, press those knees out, press. And the band can be bottom of the knee or more the top of the knee, depending on where it feels most comfortable. Sometimes, on the quads like that, it tends to dig in. If it's the rubber band, the wide cloth bands seem to work better in this instance, but they are stiff. Down and up. So you can go ahead and let's take off that band. Just shimmy it down, take a foot out, take the other foot out. Let's go ahead and kick ourselves in the butt. Little butt kick, all the way up. And we can even do it backwards. Kick. Trying to keep that knee pointed down towards the ground. And then back up again. And of course, one more time backwards. Just under slow, under control, checking in with our body right now. Then we're gonna switch it up for a little leg kick. Boom, kick forward. And step forward. And then you can gradually increase your leg kick the height-wise. We'll turn around and go straight forward for that one. Up, kick, back down, kick. And you can make it super deliberate so that every single rep is its own unique rep. And up. So we're getting about maybe 10 to 12 per side, obviously back and forth until we hit that number. If you want to do same side, same leg, that's also a nice variation. Just changes it up a little bit. And we're gonna come to the top of the mat again. We're just gonna shuffle, quick shuffle, sink, touch the floor. Shuffle, touch the floor, quick. So each time you do it up and back, the next rep or the next series, a little bit quicker, a little faster, like hot feet. I call it fast feet. We'll do this about 5 times, just in terms of space, but it could be around 15 to 20, right and left side. And relax. Whew. So we're gonna take a look at the first one. We're gonna stay standing for the first series, 6 minutes. We're gonna do alternating knee ups. For the core, we'll be vertical, standing. So, knee up, either in front or more to the side, or we can do a blend of both. Core tight. So every time you drop your leg back down, you're gonna draw it in. And then we're gonna work your vacuum. So if we're standing, draw in. Get my arm out of the way just to show you. Draw in, relax, hold, and back down. So if we get like somewhere between 3 and 5 vacuums, it'll be 10, could be up to 20 seconds of holds. And then for that 1 minute round. So it's not super huge intensity, except in this area. So I'll talk you through it. Let's get ready. It's, not a lot of equipment going on here, so there's not a lot to adjust. Ready and go, alternating knee ups. Hands on head, knee up, and then if you want to go to the side, so it's a little more oblique. So if you can only lift your knee up to a certain height, let's do that. We're just going with you and where you are at with your journey. So if you can go a little higher, or if it progresses throughout the number of series we're gonna do here today, you'll know. To the side, or we can do just knee ups. You can hold your hands in front even, not with the hands on the head if it starts to fatigue the shoulders. Could be alternating up back down. So there is a little bit of a balance check here. You can also go to the side. If you just want your hands not on the head, the hands on the head obviously add a little more intensity. Up, step, side. 5, 4, 3, 2. Then we're gonna come to those vacuums. I'm doing the lean over ones here today, but you can also stay just straight. Draw in, hold it tight. Breathe out while you're drawing in and relax. So whether or not you fall, and then we're gonna try again. And go, draw in. You're gonna make yourself super narrow. You can feel it down here in your lower back, right under your ribs. That's normal. And relax. So if you go with my tempo or you're taking your own tempo, that's okay too. Draw in, hold. And then we're gonna go back to those alternating knee ups. Hold. 3, 2, 1. So just step it back. So now your abs are a little bit fatigued and also warmed up. So if we're alternating front, down, tap, side. So many different variations of this, just as long as you're maintaining that core stiffness. I call it bracing. Like someone's about to, give you a quick jab, what would you do? You would contract your middle section. Same concept, except we're just doing standing abs here. And it does take a little while to kind of get acclimated or aware of that midsection. Breathe out. Don't forget to breathe. Can't hold your breath for the whole minute. And if you need other pauses anywhere along the series, that's no problem. So knees up. And then reset. 3, 2, 1. So this is the lean over vacuum. Core tight, up and in. I like the lean over one because then you can just support yourself with your hands and knees, your hands and your knees. And relax. Breathe, and again, up and in. Just watch me. Breathe. Three, 2, 1, and one more, relax. And up and hold, go. And 3, 2, 1, we have one more. Alternating up, knees up. And then to the side, core tight. So core tight, knee up, reset, core tight again, to the side. So we don't have to go fast. We don't have to jump or jog. This could be really focused movement, just making sure to engage those muscles. And if the side is not working for you, we can just alternate front, back down, core tight. Brace, just up, brace. And it works our balance as well. And a little stability, a little coordination. We get the right to the left side if you want. A little more marching. 3, 2, and 1. Another one, vacuum, either standing, sometimes we'll do a little twist, then draw in, really just to get the arm out of the way so you can see what's going on here. In. We can also do hands and knees. Hold, core tight. And 3, 2, 1, and relax. And again, core tight, draw in. And 3, 2, 1. This might also activate your Kegels. Up and in. Breathe out, breathe in as you're holding. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Get a drink, and I'll let you know about the next one. We're gonna hit up wood choppers. We have 2 different styles here. We've got the banded. So I have a band around a post, and we're gonna hit right and left wood choppers, across the body, back in. Now, if you don't have a horizontal, or it could be from high to low even, we can hit this up with the stability ball. And he's also going to work the arms at the exact same time. So cross the body and back up. And as you become more comfortable with it, you can always hit it up faster. And then we'll do the other side for another minute. So it's basically 6 minutes of wood choppers, right and left side. And we can also do this with a dumbbell. You know, if we come up, we come across, we get closer to the body. And as is, you know, we can always just use our body as well. So, ready, wood choppers? Choose your style. And 3, 2, 1, and go. I'm going to start with the band, then I'll move into the stability ball. So, core tight, brace, come across the body. So the arms are relatively straight in front of you. You know, if you think like a hose and it's watering the lawn, and back in slow. So you really do have to dig in with those feet. There's a little push here and a transfer of weight to the outside leg. It's minimal, and the hips come with it. So your body is acting like a cylinder. Same with the wood choppers. Your body is acting like a cylinder. You take the hip with you. You don't leave the hip and just bring your upper torso. So we can start really deliberate. 3, 2, 1 for the first round, and then we can start changing it up. Also, you might get it on the glute, on the inside, because you're going to squeeze to help rotate that hip. So across the body, reset. Back to the start point. Core tight. Try to keep those shoulders square. You're not cranked with the shoulder up, shoulder down, and across the body. Up and across. And we can also change the anchor point. If you want it more high, if you want it more low, you can also do that. So across, slow, slow, slow. We're getting some rotational movement in here. Bring the hip with you. And 4, 3, 2, 1. This also works with the resistance bands. I don't think I've mentioned that. So let's go back to your other one. And 3, 2, 1. Other side, cross, up. We can pause. Another rep, up. Just to change the type. And you're getting a little chest in here if you're using the ball, because you're squeezing the ball together in order to hold on to it. Back up. So power, down, low on the up. Hold. Power. And breathe out on the twist. And I'll show you the dumbbell one next. Cross, back up. Reset every single time. Cross. 3, 2, 1. We'll do the opposite side. A little bit of breather. Water break coming next. Cross. So we go top, down, and back up. Bring it back up. Reset. And tight. The bands are really going to be a lot different than the stability ball, because it's going to get harder as you twist away from your anchor point, whereas the stability ball is pretty constant throughout the entire movement. A weight is going to have varying levels of intensity throughout the movement as well. Just make sure your core is tight. You don't want to be loose in the middle, not soft in the middle. Tight. And 3, 2, 1. Now if we took a look at it as a dumbbell, you can always start with light weights, 3, 4, 5, and then keep going up from there. And 3, 2, 1. So up and across. So this one's almost going to seem like more like actual wood chopper, like you're chopping wood. Across and back up. So from the side, everything stays centered over my feet. And sometimes a heavier weight will help to activate that mid-core. However, if you're weaker in the upper part of the body, you will feel it there first. Because it's the weaker elements that will take over a movement before the stronger elements, obviously. And 3, 2, and 1. We're doing the opposite side. I don't know about you, but I can feel it in my arms. Woo! Okay, must be the stability ball though. And the grip strength too as well. 3, 2, 1, opposite side. Go. Up and back down. We can also do this as a horizontal movement, but then probably wouldn't do right and left side because you're getting both at the exact same time. Great move to have in a nice circuit. Maybe for next week. Up, rotate. And it's these types of rotational movements that actually we do every single day in our everyday patterning. You know, you go to pick something up, boom, down. You know, you just reach awkwardly, you try to pick a bag up out of the car. Rotational. And 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So now we're going to hit the floor. We've got 4 exercises on the floor, 12-minute abs left. We're going to hit up stability ball dead bugs because those burn. And then we're going to try some sit-outs today or some sort of mountain climbers, but not the jumping kind. Just like a walking kind with super focus on that core, or else we can change the sit-outs for bear crawl. Yeah, because I took out the bear crawl. I don't know why I did that, because that's a really great exercise. Okay, so dead bug first, any style. I'm bringing in the stability ball to add more intensity, and then sit-outs, I will show you those, or we can do a bear crawl. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and you can get a drink anytime if you need it. So, dead bug, ball at the top of the thighs, hug it. You can use the arms or you can just do the legs. Just make sure that your lower back is pressed into the floor. You probably can feel the tops of your hips as well into the floor. Whew. This one's always killer. And if you find the ball sinking at any point, just kind of roll it up a little bit, give yourself a little workspace between the ball and your torso. Now, if you want a little more engagement on those abs, you can always lift your head. Look at those upper abs a little bit more. Kick out, hold, back in. Every time you squish it and squeeze the ball harder between your knees, it's gonna add more intensity. And 3, 2, 1. We're climbing a mountain here with this ab work. So we'll just put the ball to the side. Sit out, push up position, rotating, touch your butt. And then you're gonna rotate back in to that push up position, turn, touch your butt. Bring your foot back in. Now we can do any other mountain climber variation. So turn, kick your foot, drop your bum down, just lightly bump your butt on the floor. Rotate to the opposite side and same thing. Now you could always do moderate twisting. You can drop the sides of your hips down, with your hands center, turn, and the foot rotates with you. All the way down, all the way up. Or we can hit up mountain climber, nice and gentle. Step touch to the side. Oh, that was killer for the core now that we've just activated it. 3, 2, 1. Back to the stability ball, or none. Because if you wanted none, same idea. Arms and legs in the air, kick it out, drop it back in. Kick out. And you can always use your hands too, pressing on the knees, just to add a little resistance or something for your knees to drive into. Ooh, this one is killer. Up, push, squeeze. And every time you bring those knees up, compress your abs down into that vacuum positioning. That's why we started with that one today. Almost there. Breathe out, pull it in. And 4, 3, 2, and relax up. So this is where you can make a judgment call. The other one was bear crawl. So you're up in these bear holds. You can hold it and then drop it back down if you need to take some of the pressure off the wrists. Or we can do some lateral walks with it. 5 in one direction, 5 in the next direction. We will be doing this one next week. I love this one. I don't know why I don't do more of this one. And then you could drop it back down and then bring it back up again and then walk it laterally. It does require high coordination to coordinate the lower extremities. Make sure you dig those fingers in, or we're hitting up the sit out. That. 3, 2, 1. One more for the dead bug. Hit the ball, without the ball, a number of variations. I just want to show you the beginning one is just leaving the knee tucked. If you ever need a regression or a downgrade, there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe you gardened, you sat a lot in a car, all of a sudden your lower back is talking to you. You did some activity that really is not within the norm of your everyday habits. And sometimes we get sore. It happens. Or maybe you're recovering from a sickness, a flu, and you just need to bring your energies back up and get back to that level of fitness before you got ill. So these things happen. All the way down, all the way up, touch. And the arms in the air is really just to keep everything nice and square and engaged. And 3, 2, 1, back up. So choose your challenge. Bear hold, just up and hold until you can't hold it anymore. Stationary, drop it back down. You can hit up some lateral walks. We can hit up those sit outs, even bear hold to sit out. If you are okay with the rotation part on the foot, rotating, bring the knee with you. Don't leave the knee behind. Back down, boom. Back to the center, square up, and keep going. Remember, if it doesn't challenge you, I know you know the rest. Back to the center, or lateral walk it out, which are killer. And 4, 3, 2, and relax. Coming up with our last series here. I don't know if you need water, if it's hard to drink water when you work abs. So we're hitting up the rollouts today. It's something that we don't often do, but I did want to take a look at that today, and some leg drops, stability ball pass. I'm going to do that as well. So you might need some extra padding for the knees. It just depends. You can always fold your mat. Rollouts, out, back in at the hand, or Get the elbows out, open up those hips, pull it back in, drive with the elbows back towards your chest. Almost like a little bit of a row. Okay, but the idea is to keep this core tight and not for it to look as two different parts. So you're basically a plank going up and down. So let's try that. Then we'll hit up some, we can even do reverse crunches or a stability ball pass, which is going to give you a different level of intensity. Ready? And go. We're not gonna get too many on the rollout. I promise you. So here, out, or you can go, pull, sweep it back in towards yourself. Like a row, except you're on your elbows. Out, pull in, and you wanna stay on top of the ball, lifting yourself slightly as you come back. So the pivot point is really at the hinge point is at the knee. And again, if you don't have enough cushion for those knees to not kind of get that pinching or burning sensation in the knees, by all means, double, triple, quadruple up your mat. Just keep folding it. And up. Out, hold, up, squeeze, maintaining that core stiffness. Last 1 or 2 reps. 3, 2, 1. We're still on our back with either a reverse crunch, or if you want to try that pass, staying stationary. That's not really a reverse crunch because the hips aren't coming off the floor, but you squeeze that ball, you bring it down as far as you can. Come back up to the hands and change it, and then you kind of extend your legs and come back up. Or you can just do the reverse part. You leave the ball squished between the feet, down as far as you can go until your lower back does not come off the floor, obviously, and then come right back up. Or if you're full on, you're like, no, I'm good. You just quick bring it all the way out long and then back in. 3, 2, 1, kick it up, kick your foot. We'll turn it over, set up for that nice rollout. So this is core stiffness. This can also be done if you have the wheel, but the wheel is a little lower, so it's automatically gonna make it harder. If you have a nice big ball, that's good, because then that keeps you a little bit longer upright. Down and out. Just go to where you feel comfortable, tight. Back in. So we just don't want your lower back to look like a trampoline, you know, arching and forward hips and arching and forward hips. We just don't want that kind of movement. Everything should stay very straight. Out and back in. A lot of people will start on the elbows just because you don't want to feel like the ball is going to shoot out from underneath you. And 3, 2, 1. Back to the passes. Up. You can just squeeze even. You have that bench to hold on to underneath. Down and up. We could even do it like that. You know, weight over the head. Bring it down as far as you can and back up. But if we worked on this, you know, 2 to 3 times a week, you would get really good at it quite quickly, right? More practice, better performance. All the way down, all the way up. Or if you're feeling more like a circus act today, you know, you can pass it to your hands, boom, all the way long. And then you just, you know, love the burning sensation that your core is going under right now. And 3, 2, 1, up, 2. Our next exercise is the rollout. Yep, go ahead. Let's see it. Awesome. Watching everybody here. Good. Yeah, and we even got the upper body in there because obviously everything has to stay nice and tight for you to kind of roll it out, pull it back in, reset, go again. Yeah, stay directly on top of the ball. So as you roll out and roll in, you should roll up. The torso should come more up eventually. Just letting you know where you need to go next. Awesome. There you go. And 3. Look at that. You guys are getting good at it. 2 and 1. Flip it over. I want to see what your stability ball passes look like. Yep, and knees bent is great too. I always just do it with the knees straight, but the knees bent will shorten the lever, so you don't have so much, like the further the ball is away from the body, the harder it's going to be. And if you need to take any pauses, you can pause at the bottom, pause at the top. As long as that lower back is compressed and your abs are touching, your lower back is touching the floor, so that you're not arching off the floor. So if we leave the knees kind of bent, we can even leave them in between the knees, down, up, squeeze. And you can pass it and then put it to your knees, bring it down, bring it up to your head. Because it is a pullover movement, and you're already familiar with the pullover movement because we do it with dumbbells. So in that range of motion, you are strong. It's the lower half that we don't do too often. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes! Abs, done. So we're gonna flip it over. We'll do a little stretch here on the hips. There's a lot of hip flexor movement today, which abs can be, or core. And as you stretch out long, draw in on your lower abs. We'll sit it back on the heels just to kind of break it up a little bit here. And then you'll know if you're sore from your workouts as well. So we'll bring up one hip so we can stretch out this whole hip section and a little bit of the lower back. Up on one hip, arm up over the head, and we're going to twist right and left while we're down here. When this is going to get you all in here, your obliques, which the wood choppers would have engaged. Rotate that hand back down to the floor, right beside that front leg, and rotate up to where it feels comfortable. If you only come up, this much, that's fine too. But the goal is to obviously increase your range of motion as you do this exercise more frequently. Then take that same arm up in the air and rotate to the other side. And this one tends to be a little more awkward. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Both hands back down, tuck that knee back. Let's hit up the other side. Arm up. Ooh. And if you lean, oh yeah, you're really gonna feel it. If you lean forward more, where do you feel it? If you're a little more vertical with your lunge, and again, remember if that knee's out, you're almost like in a full split. Woo. That one feels good. Take that hand, put it on the floor. Whether or not it's straight on or to the side, it's really up to you. Rotate up. And then we'll take that hand, put on the floor, rotate up again. Yeah, that one really gets you, I find, in the lower back, but you can let me know in the chat. And back down. So while we're down here, and we did work the upper body.